Hey there friends, it's Liz from the Peacock Homestead, and in this week's video I'm headed to the thrift shop. We're also going to be making some fire cider using Rosemary Gladstar's recipe, just with a twist, and I'm also going to be cooking from scratch. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, let's get into the video. So it's actually been pretty chilly this week. We've gotten a few frosts and it's been really rainy, and we are just sitting here waiting for the snow. But we still have to get our wood stove in, and there's just so many things to do, and I'm just here canning my apples still. So I've been making a whole bunch of applesauce because I don't want those apples to go to waste that I've got. And we picked up a whole bunch of apples at the apple orchard not that long ago, so I'm still in the middle of canning all this applesauce, and I've just been getting done a little bit at a time so it's not overwhelming. And this is actually the last of my tomatoes that I had canned to make some tomato sauce. So I did some research and I looked around because I wanted to get a new food mill, and this is, I believe, a 1970s food mill, around that era, and it works really well. I am really enjoying this, and it's so easy to use. I just wanted to show you that it just comes out the little holes there, and then you scrape off the side, and all of the skins stay right inside of there, and it works amazing. And I got it off of Etsy, so I did a little bit of hunting and I found that really wonderful food mill, and I'm so excited and happy with it. And of course all of the pine cones are falling off the trees, so I'm saving these to make little crafts and wreaths. On this night I decided that we were gonna have a steak. It's been a really long time since we've had a steak because the prices of meat are really crazy. So I just added a little bit of seasoning on there, and I got an onion frying with it because I was going to glaze the pan and make a really wonderful sauce with it. Then I'm going to add a little bit of rosemary here. I brought my rosemary plant inside, so I have some nice fresh rosemary, and that'll add a little bit of flavor in that steak as well. So that's seared really well in my cast iron pan. I love the way steaks taste in a cast iron pan. It's so delicious. And then right here I have my mashed potatoes. I had a little bit of salt, pepper, and fresh rosemary. It was definitely the bee's knees. We really enjoyed dinner on that night. We've been trying to get outside and enjoy the last of our sunny days because at the end of this week, on Sunday, it is supposed to snow. So on this day, I decided I was going to make a nice brunch for us. So I'm making a sourdough French toast. And one piece of French toast is plenty for the both of us because I just cut that in half, put a couple tabs of butter on it, and then our maple syrup. I get that real maple syrup at Walmart. This is about $13, but maple syrup is pretty pricey, so that is actually a pretty good deal. And I actually forgot, I do have another place that I can purchase some fresh maple syrup from, so I'll have to be making a stop at her farm hopefully soon. Another project that I worked on this week is I had 3 chicken carcasses. They were roasters, I believe, from Price Chopper. So I had 3 chicken carcasses in my freezer. So I decided that I was going to can up some chicken bone broth. Soup season is definitely upon us. It's been really chilly and cold. So having a little bit of chicken bone broth to make a few warm, nourishing soups is definitely a bonus for this winter. One of my favorite hobbies to do is to go thrifting. And so this week I went to my local thrift shop and I decided to do some treasure hunting. The hubs and I are always on the lookout for a good deal, and I'm not really into new age things. I want things that my grandma used to have because I know they're going to last long. I know they were all handmade, and it would definitely look cute in my little house. I don't have a farmhouse, but I love decorating as if it is a farmhouse. And I absolutely love antiques. There's just something beautiful about a china cabinet from the 1930s or a trunk. It definitely gives a more classy vibe. The hubs, he is a total opposite. He likes new age or contemporary, but I think I am switching him over, converting, if you will. We both appreciate so much how things were made in the past, like our grandmother's era and our great-grandmother's era. Things were actually made to last a lifetime, like our cast iron pans and just tools and whatnot and furniture. Everything was made with real material, real wood, real metal. So we definitely appreciate that, and that is why I am thrifting. Speaking of real, these are real wooden spoons, and I believe that is a clay bowl there. So somebody actually handmade that. And I think this is a 1930s. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but it's around that era. So that is beautiful, and if it works, oh my goodness, somebody will be happy to bring that home. So let's see what we got. I ended up getting this little brown handmade bowl. It was $9. So each little station in the thrift shop has a different vendor. So there is somebody different in each little part of the store. So the lady at the cash register has to type in the vendor's number and the price and everything. So these are all from different vendors, some of them from the same vendor. I also got this little pie dish. That looked handmade as well. That was $3.99. Then I had these two wooden spoons. One was pretty long, so that would be perfect when I make cheese. And those were both $3. The other one was a little bit shorter than that, but I thought that was pretty neat because it's good to have a long spoon so you don't burn your hand. I've done that. Then I found this really awesome French rolling pin, and I got that for a pretty good deal. It was actually $4.99, and I've been looking at those on Amazon. They're around $25 to $30, and it's nice to have a little rolling pin on hand just to do different things and make different recipes with it. So I got this really nice egg basket for $5, and again on Amazon it's like $24 for one of those, and they're really flimsy. Then I found this Jello mold. I wanted to start decorating the kitchen a little bit more, so I got this cute little copper bell Jello mold for $3. That'll be going in my kitchen. I found this cute little rooster picture with a nice frame, and that'll be going in my kitchen as well. I got that for $3.99, and that is it for my thrift haul. So I love sharing this kind of content with you guys. Let me know if you would like more thrift hauls. This week I wanted to use up some of my garden potatoes. These are on the smaller side, and I have the perfect idea what to do with these. So I'm going to make a double cooked smashed potato. I have some olive oil, herbs de Provence, and Parmesan sprinkle cheese. I have my chicken all ready, so I just baked that in the oven with some spices. So we're going to get ahead of the game with that since that's already baked. And I boil these potatoes for about 20 minutes, and I'm just pressing lightly with my half little pint jar there, and we are going to smash them down lightly, and then I'm going to add some olive oil on top, sprinkle all of the spices and cheese, and put that in the oven at 350 degrees until it crisps up on the bottom and the top. Even though I had to do a couple steps with the potatoes, it was definitely worth it because it's like the same old meal every time gets boring, so I want to try different things. So that's why I decided to make these potatoes. Even though we always have baked chicken at least once or twice a week, it's good to spice it up with a nice side dish. And it was definitely worth it. The cheese was nice and browned on top of the potatoes, and the spices were on point, and the oil made everything nice and crispy. And that is what dinner looked like on that night. It was super delicious, and it definitely hit the spot. And finally, it is time to make the fire cider. So what this really basically is an infused vinegar with a whole bunch of culinary and medicinal herbs and spices. And you infuse it for a good 6 weeks. Some people do it for longer. You just use pretty much the spices that you have on hand that are medicinal for colds and flus and whatnot. For the spices I'm going to be using today, I'm going to be using thyme, sage, and then I also have some oregano here. This is one of my favorite apple cider vinegars, is the Bragg. It has the mother in it and is unpasteurized. So first I'm just going to start by cutting a few lemons, and then I'm going to layer everything in there, and then I'm going to pour the vinegar in. So I have some chilies that I snuck in there, and then I added some sage and thyme, and then I'm going to put a whole onion in there. I actually need to process these soon because I think some of them are going bad. Like this one had a little spot that I had to cut out, but that is fine. I cut that out, and I'm gonna layer those in there as well. This is, I believe, a sweet onion or a candy onion, so it won't be too tart in there. And then, of course, I'm getting my garlic out. I'm just gonna put this whole head of garlic in there. There's a whole bunch of cloves. This was actually starting to go bad as well, so I cut that all out. And I'm just gonna chop that up in big chunks and put it right in my jar. Then I also have a little bit of cayenne pepper seasoning that I'm going to put in at the end as well. Here's my horseradish that I got at the farmer's market, and I'm just adding that in there too. I do have to get me some ginger, so the next time I go to the store, I'm going to be adding ginger to this as well. In go the rest of those herbs, and then I'm just going to layer some more onion on top. So everything is well distributed. I have a few more chilies that I'm going to put in there, and then I'm just going to add the oregano right on top. So that is all piled high in there, and I'm just going to add 2 bottles of apple cider vinegar with the mother. And then I'll stir that once a day for 2 weeks and let it sit for about 6 to 8 weeks. And then you're going to strain it out. And I usually keep it out because it is vinegar, so you can keep it on your shelf and put the date on it. And you can take shots of it if you are brave, but I'm going to be putting it in like a little bit of flavored water or something, or even add a little bit of honey with it and put it in a juice. This is basically a natural antibiotic. It will help with colds, flus, boosting your immunity, and even if you have a little tickle in the back of your throat, taking that will help you deter a cold. Fire cider is a really amazing herbal medicine to have in your apothecary. And here comes the snow. This is Sunday morning. We got a little sprinkle of snow, but we're actually supposed to get 5 to 8 inches this weekend. So not excited about that, but it is what it is, and it is definitely beautiful. And that's it, friends. That's all I have for you this week. I hope you have a wonderful week, many blessings, and I'll see you on the next one.